right, guys, welcome to a new episode of Rotten and the Freeman Show. Mr. Rotten, man, how are you doing?
Doing so well, dude. It's good to see you once again.
Yes, once again, dude. It's so
Yeah.
awesome, man. You know, we were talking about our top 5 favorite movies, so you kind of got on the interwebs and found out the top 5
Yeah.
movies. I want to see if any of my movies connect. I don't know your movies, you don't know mine, but let's see what the top 5 movies are.
Okay, top 5 movies of all time according to Reddit. Now, this is, a collaboration of millions of people. So, top 5, number 1 is Raiders
Good
of the
movie.
Lost Ark. Yeah, number 2 is Steel Magnolias. I don't know about that one. I still haven't seen that movie.
I've seen that movie. I saw that movie in the theater back in the day.
I can't watch it. It's too sad. I don't like to identify with those feelings, Sean. I don't know. It's something about my weirdness. Number 3 is Schindler's List. Seen that?
Yes, man. That should have been on my list. I didn't put it, so that's going to be a...
I know. That's a good one.
Honorable mention.
Yeah. The next one is The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's not on my list either.
Yeah. Number 5, best movie of all time, according to Reddit, is The Green Mile. I love that movie.
I like that movie too. Stephen King film.
Yeah.
But man, Schindler's List is really good.
Yeah. Those movies have a lot to do with loss, though.
Yeah, it does. But in Schindler's List, Amon Goeth, which is Ralph Fiennes' character, is like one of the most iconic horror people in all of film. The way that he portrayed Amon in Schindler's List, and they say the real guy Amon was way worse than the guy in Schindler's List. And it was like thousands of people at his finger died to his character. But Schindler's List is an honorable mention straight out of the gate for mine. It didn't make my list, but I will put Schindler's List up there.
What you
Let's
got?
talk about our 5 favorite movies. The first one I will mention this on my list is The Lost Boys. It's an 80s classic horror. I'm a zombie guy. You're a zombie guy. But I absolutely love The Lost Boys.
That's on my list.
Have we matched?
Yes.
That's so good. Dude, The Lost Boys is so good. Thou shalt not fall. The song.
Yeah. You sang it last week. It's amazing.
Yeah, dude. I absolutely love it. And I wear the shirt all the time for The Lost Boys. I absolutely love that film.
You do.
It just brings back things. Man, Gremlins should have been on my list too. Now I'm thinking about it, man.
That's a good one, but it's not in there.
But The Lost
Boys, you can't go back.
I can't go back. It's set in stone. It's right here on my pad. So The Lost Boys. So we both agree that The Lost Boys is one, right?
Yes, for sure.
All right. Another one on my list, number 4, and this is in no order. Honorable mention, Schindler's List, The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Almost Famous. I absolutely love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's about Cameron Crowe's life story about where he ran away from home and went touring with all these bands like Ozzy Osbourne and AC/DC and all these bands. But Almost Famous is a fantastic movie.
It is. Yes, I love that one.
So is that on your list, Rod?
No. I do like that movie, but it's not one of my top 5. I guess number 4 would be Back to the Future. One of my all-time favorite movies. It's totally nostalgia, and the concept behind it. I love it, dude. And everything that it talks about in that movie are things that I thought about growing up as a kid, if you could possibly do it, so I don't know. I love Back to the Future. I love all of them, but the first one, man, that's just pure magic.
Yeah, dude, it's absolutely good. It's not on my list, but you know what? That is a great film. The third one on my list would have to be The Big Lebowski. The story of the dude on the search for his rug is an absolute iconic movie for me. It's a movie that can't be remade. There can't be a part 2. It's just like a complete masterpiece of a film. But if you have not seen The Big Lebowski, I highly, highly, highly recommend The Big Lebowski. Are you a fan of The Big Lebowski, Rotten?
I'm a huge fan. You just won brownie points with my wife. That is her favorite movie. She could quote the entire thing. Matter of fact, for her birthday one year, we went to a Big Lebowski bowling alley and just did the whole thing up. It was great, man. You can't, awesome, what's he say? You can't hurt the Jesus.
Oh yeah, pat her ass, Jesus. Nobody Jesus. Pardon my language. If you can bleep that out. My favorite scene on that thing is whenever he thinks he's getting away from people and he hops in the back of a limo and he's talking to the driver and he's like, "Effing A, man, I got a rash." Like no worries in the world. He's having a white rush and he's wearing his jelly shoes, and then they take him out, and then Bunny, they're on the search for Bunny and the missing toe.
I love that movie. It's so good.
Big Lebowski, the search for Jeffrey Lebowski's The Dude, search for his rug, which was stolen by the Nihilist. So what is number 3 on your list, Mr. Rotten?
Goonies is my number 3. I love that movie.
Goonies should have
It
been on my
it
list too.
it makes me feel a sense of adventure, and like when I'm growing up, I wanted to be like them and do things and be curious like them. And I love $50 bill, $50 bill. I love the whole thing. And then the lady from Throw Mama from the train, she's in there. It's
Yeah.
all big and nasty.
Yes,
Sloth.
man.
Dude, that movie's hard to beat, man. That movie's the
Yeah,
full
dude. I
package.
like watching a lot of the YouTube channels where they'll do the filming locations of the Goonies, and they go
Oh
over to
man.
Oregon and Washington and find all that stuff. It's absolutely good. Number 2 on
Yeah.
my list would be an epic movie, dude, that I don't think a lot of people have seen, but it's such a great movie. There's so many big
Okay.
actors in this film, and you know what? It's told. It's a story told by the lyrics of the Beatles, and it's called Across the Universe. And it's about a guy named Jude and a
Okay.
girl named Lucy and their story. And it's a recent film. There are like Bono is in it, but there's so many famous people in this film. But Across the Universe, dude, if you have not seen it, Ed,
I
you
haven't.
need to go watch the trailer. You need to see this film. But it's
It's
like
a
it's kind of like a musical, but it's not a musical, and it's psychedelic, but it's not psychedelic. It's kind of a one of a kind film that I absolutely love with amazement, dude. I absolutely love this. Across the
so it's
Universe.
for people that are uncommitted drug addicts.
Yeah, kind of, maybe, kind of
Musical
is,
drug
kind of
addicts.
not. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's number 2
That's
on my list. So what's
hilarious.
number 2 on your list, Rotten?
Army of Darkness. Ash.
Oh,
Dude, it's got so many
yeah.
iconic lines in that. Hell to the king, baby. I shop at S-Mart,
Yes.
and I love Army of Darkness, and I think that it's supposed to be like a college experiment movie that had a super low budget. A lot of it was claymation, but man,
Right.
it's so good and so funny and so silly, So
Yeah.
Army of Darkness has got
My
to be one of my
son's
favorites.
name is Ash, but he was named
Ash.
after Ashton Kutcher because I like Kelso so much. But then he falls back with
Are you
Ash and Evil
serious?
Dead, and dude, I
That's
love the new Evil
hilarious.
Dead. A lot of people is bashing, dude. I think the new Evil Dead is brilliant. If you have not
I
seen
haven't
it,
seen
Ed,
it
I
yet.
highly
No.
suggest the new Evil Dead, which is I think it's
Is it
still
too
in theaters
gory?
actually.
I heard people walk out because it's too evil and too gory.
Now,
I don't
a lot
know.
of your films I feel like should be on my list, but the last one on my list is a movie
Okay.
that I live by. I have shirts from this movie. I have stickers on my cars for this movie. I have books.
Okay.
My mic is resting on a book for this
Oh, I
film,
already know what you're
which
gonna
is right
say.
here,
Yep.
Fear and
I know what
Loathing
you're
in
gonna
Las
say.
Vegas. So Fear and Loathing, I like stories where people live on the edge and live life to the fullest, no matter what, whether they die young,
Yeah.
they die old. Hunter Thompson committed suicide at an old age, and the way that if you've ever seen Fear and Loathing, Hunter Thompson wanted to experience the feeling of a bullet going through the brain. So it was suicide, but
Wow.
it was kind of like part of his journey, the way
Wow.
that he ended it. And Fear and Loathing is about Hunter S. Thompson's life for a week covering the Mint 400 in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And he takes all these psychedelic drugs, and the way that they portray it on film of the whole goulash of drugs, uppers and downers and
Wow.
multicolors and cocaine and LSD and stuff like that. Fear and Loathing is an absolute gem. And I
I
think it's one of the most recommended books in colleges today to be read is this book, Fear and Loathing. But the film, Johnny Depp portraying Hunter S.
he
Thompson,
nailed
I
it.
absolutely love. And
It's so
one
good.
weird thing is I've always watched these documentaries on Hunter S. Thompson, and
Yeah.
he had such a phenomenal obsession with Grace Slick of Jefferson Airplane. So I
Oh,
got a
okay.
chance to have a phone call with Grace Slick. She was on a local radio show, and they were taking calls because she had dated Jim Morrison and stuff. So I called in, and all these people were asking Jim Morrison questions, but I called in and I was like, I got a Hunter S. Thompson question, and it just amazed her, dude. And I was like, did you ever get a chance to meet Hunter S. Thompson? And this was after his passing, and she's like,
Yeah.
I done one event with Hunter S. Thompson, and he was so blazed out on LSD that he never even came out of the hotel room. Grace Slick told me this, and
Wow.
it's White Rabbit and all the psychedelic stuff, which are songs that are in Fear and Loathing. To know that
Right.
he had such an obsession with her, and for her to tell me that she never got to meet him, but she'd done an event with him, and Dennis
Whoa.
Hopper and Hunter S. Thompson never came out of the room, dude. It's kind of
Whoa.
But she was amazed that I asked a Hunter S. Thompson question because she slept
Yeah.
with Jim Morrison. She dated Jim Morrison. She tried to give Nixon
Yeah.
LSD with a poison ring and got busted. There were all these stories with Grace Slick.
Those people are crazy.
Yes. So it absolutely amazing. Fear and Loathing is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. You can watch it 1,000 times and learn 1,000 things about the film.
Agreed.
There's so many hidden things, kind of like the Big Lebowski. There's, if you watch it once, you get a story. If you watch it twice, you learn a lot more. But 10 times later, you're still discovering stuff about the Big Lebowski and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. But the dude and Hunter S. Thompson are two of my heroes in life, and I absolutely love them. When you walk in my house, there's a painting of Hunter S. Thompson, which guards our house. I'm a Christian. I think the Lord saves me and protects me. But I have Hunter S. Thompson. That everybody's greeted by Hunter S. Thompson painting, a real painting that someone did for me. Kind of a splatter, crazy LSD looking painting whenever you walk into Freeman Kingdom. So what's number one on your list, Rotten?
So cool. Well, I got a number one, but I want just a quick side note to that Hunter S. Thompson. Have you ever seen Rango, the movie?
Rango, yeah, it's kind of Hunter S. Thompson is kind of in that movie. Johnny Depp, all of them, but Rango is based on Hunter S. Thompson. And it's crazy. On my other show, I had Lou Temple from The Walking Dead on ZombieCast. ZombieCast.net is my other show. And Lou Temple talked to me about, said that he's like, I was on Rango, which he does all these Western things. He was on the set of The Lone Ranger. He was in The Lone Ranger and he was in Rango. And I was like, what is Johnny Depp like? And he's like, I went to a bar with Johnny Depp and he said his eyes are so sparkly. He's like, no matter how heterosexual you are, he's just a lovable dude. And he's like, he just sucks everybody in. So he had a chance to sit down doing a film about Hunter S. Thompson with Johnny Depp and have pints at a bar. And Lou Temple just blew my mind with these stories. And Johnny Depp had this Lone Ranger ring made and he was wearing it and shows it in the interview whenever I was doing it. I was blown away, dude. It was like 7 degrees of separation was like Lou Temple, Johnny Depp, Hunter S. Thompson, dude. It was just
Hunter S. Thompson. You're
me.
3 people away. Three people away from your idol.
And Lou Temple,
a lot of people don't know that.
I've done a lot of things with Lou Temple, and it's just weird that he had pints with Johnny Depp, who hung out with Hunter S. Thompson, and I'm just mind blown. Man.
You're right there, dude. You're almost there.
So close,
that's cool.
Man.
My number one most favorite movie in the world is something that is super close to my heart. I've had a lot of experiences that I talked about on Zombie Life Podcast and Zombie Life TV in the past. It's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. This movie hit me when I was a child. Man, I love the movie because of what it says and the way that it portrays aliens coming to Earth and everything that people do together to work together to try to, communicate with another world. It's just amazing. I love Close Encounters of the Third Kind and the artistry in it and everything they do on Devil's Peak is amazing. Dude. So I love that. If you haven't seen Close Encounters, you got to watch it. Yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss, Steven Spielberg, early, but the organ, bum 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 bum, and
bum bum bum.
But the aliens come and they keep playing these sounds. But he creates like Devil's Tower, with like food or mud or pudding in his dude. Absolutely love that movie, man. Definitely a great movie that was made before its time, like Poltergeist. And there's several movies that are just out of time now that, there's some movies that I just want to sit down with my kids, like Overboard. I always like the original Karate Kid. I always like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, old school movies like that. Return of the Living Dead,
Mom.
Dawn of the Dead, Mr. Mom. Yes. All those movies, man, were absolutely epic back in the day. But I wanted to know your 5 movies and you want to know my 5 movies. And we have the top 5 movies of all time. We had a little bit of a match with the Lost Boys, but it's all good. Leave in the comments below your favorite movies of all time, the ones that maybe everybody should see, but maybe didn't see. I know a lot of people have seen Fear and Loathing and The Big Lebowski, but everybody needs to see The Big Lebowski for sure, and a lot of the movies on our list. But, Rotten, where can people find you, buddy?
Find me on Twitter at Eddie Rotten, at Rotten and the Freeman Show. Please do, and find me on YouTube, Rotten and the Freeman Show.
Yep, you can find me everywhere, Freeman Daddy 5. Until next time, Rotten and the Freeman Show.
See ya.
See ya.